if your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are an excellent leader, said actually Dolly Parton. So I always going to come up with some kind of quotes which suits the best for the recent analysis what I'm doing for you guys. And at this moment, we're going to talk about the full moon in Leo, which is going to take place at 24 degrees Leo, which is the third decan. This is the roaring threshold of fate. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Krisztina. I am your co-pilot, and I'm here actually to help you, to guide you through any kind of challenges, or if the energy is really good, you will be capable to use that for your advances, right? And I'm always saying I'm your co-pilot because I'm not in lead to actually drive your airplane. I'm here actually just to remind you if there is a thunderstorm so you can choose another path on your way, right? So, what's going to happen today? And also, usually, if you're new to my channel, I would like to ask you to subscribe and make a comment below and like my channel because it's going to help with the algorithm and it's going to inspire me to do more videos. I do usually talk very quick, so if you are not going to understand me well because of my accent, you're welcome to slow me down. Thanks God, YouTube has a lot of options right now and you're capable to slow or even make people faster. So if I'm slow to you. But the other hand is I always talk about Sabian symbol, mythology as well. And usually I talk about the Dickens as well because it's going to add an additional layer to our analysis. At the beginning, I talk about general mythology, astrological content. What does it really mean? For example, a full moon, it is an ending, it is ending a circle and a cycle as well. And, also I talk about asteroids and fixed stars if I see something conjuncting or exactly squaring, because with asteroids, we don't really give an 8 degree orbs, for squaring. It has to be within 2 degrees usually, and with fixed stars as well. So I'm going to definitely mention and analyze those as well. And I talk about mundane collective astrology because we are interwoven in each other's lives, guys. Doesn't matter. If you've seen the Babel movie with Brad Pitt, you are understanding, or the butterfly effect. I always come up with those two movies because those two are really showing how are we influence each other's lives even if we don't know each other's. So that's why I'm talking about mundane perspective as well. I try to analyze geopolitical and educational based influences as well, and also anything to do with weather pattern because that's very important for us. And the recent situation on the world, usually I'm touching based on. Sometimes I'm coming up with very certain politicians and countries as well, if you are interested. And I also go to sign. And if I'm talking about lunations, usually I'm doing a meditation for you as well. So stay with me, bear with me, like my channel, please subscribe to it. And let's see if I will be the right fit for you to help you to overcome challenges or help you to actually implement all the good energies in your life. So first of all, we have to talk about the full moon. The full moon is in Leo. It's in the third decan, right? Third decan is actually an Aries decan because we have to go by fire signs. So second is Sagittarius from Leo and the third is Aries. So it's going to be influenced by a Martian energy. The full moon itself representing, an ending, and it is a culmination, it's an illumination, it is a moment of creative expression at this moment because it's happening in Leo, and Leo ruled by the sun, and it rules the fifth house, and fifth house rules everything to joy, pleasure, investment, creativity, children, right? And also winning, lottery winning as well. But in this matter, the full moon is ending a cycle. It is ending a period in our life. It's signing off of contract, right? So, for example, perhaps a lot of people are going to be able to sign off some kind of creative project. They finish actually to write a book or a lyrics or maybe some kind of beautiful novel or finish a painting and they're ready to show that for the verse. So Leo is a really, really proud sign, right? Leo is the roar within. It is the amazing creative giant, the leader, the lion, the lioness within. So that could be, and Leo loves recognition, and Leo actually loves, attention as well. So right now, and Leo also rules in mundane astrology, it rules the king, it rules the leaders as well. So let's talk about also the third decan a little bit, the Martian influence, which is Aries influenced. And Aries is a very bold, action-oriented, courageous, very aggressive energy, right? It is it is like let's start something. I know we have to end, but we are actually a warrior inside. So it is kind of energy like right, I am the warrior leader. I am leading, but I'm also leading a lot of people behind me. I'm the whistleblower, but it's not whistleblower. It is because whistleblower many times Mercurian energy. It is more like I going to take on to power and I going to lead others out from the fog. So this is really, really beautiful energy when we are capable to own our power. And definitely some kind of courageous action over here. Very, very transformative and truly creative. And actually, this full moon is going to conjunct with Anthropos, which is an asteroid of fate and ending, which is inventable. Okay. So not inventable, not inventable. So it is fated. It's this full moon actually going to remind us almost like an eclipse because of its conjunct with Atropos, the asteroid of fate and endings. And if we want to talk about the Sabian symbols a little bit before we go to astrology and mythological knowledge of the asteroids and the fixed stars and the planets, what is involved in this full moon, and making connection with this full moon, we also have to talk about the Sabian symbol. And the Sabian symbol, because it's happening 24 degrees, and let me see exactly the lunation. Here is my little book. I use honeycomb. I don't get money for this, so but I use the honeycomb book for myself every year. I order it for myself, and this lunation is going to happen actually in 9 minutes. Oh no, the full moon is 24 minutes, 6 degrees. All right. So 24 degrees, 6 minutes. Okay. So this is the third decan. So the Sabian symbol has to be 25 degrees because 0 till 1 is the 1 degree. So that's the first degree of Sabian symbol. So we have to actually go up. So between 24 and 25, we're going to use the 25 degrees. And the Sabian symbol of this full moon is actually a large camel crossing a vast of forbidding desert. Okay. What is the significance over here? It is a long and fated, exhausting adventure, right? All right. Something is ending. It is fated, right? Because of actually it's Anthropos also fate and endings involved in this full moon. So, but the camel itself, the camel has the pump and it's actually has a lot of water in. So it is endurance as well because it's capable to go through the desert and no other animals are capable. It's inner strength and also ability to survive any kind of challenges. And we really need that abilities because of, as you see the pictures I shared, there is a square with Uranus and Algol. And it's creating an opposition with Ceres and Mercury. So it's creating a T square and it's going to bring in a lot of social unrest, but we're going to actually talk about that later on. So the question is over here, do you have the fortitude to keep going when an external validation dries up, right? But because if you're going to take on to, I always tell my boys, you cannot give from an empty well. You have to keep filling your well to make sure you can actually provide water for the thirsty, right? So in this symbolism, I'm talking about that you always have to have some kind of self-care. And right now, the self-care going to involve creativity, writing, dancing, dance under the full moon, and make something very creative. Self-care is very important to pamper yourself. Um, and if you pamper yourself, you're not going to dry up. And you're not going to need external validation. You're only going to need internal validation because the external validation, the desert, it's dry. You're not going to necessarily get, a lot of compliment from people, perhaps. So you have to get that within and you have to pat your shoulder. Okay, you did great, Christy. Okay, no matter what, you're not going to get, compliments or recognition. Just keep going. This is your purpose over here. So keep patting yourself on the shoulder and keep saying yourself, you are amazing, and do something amazing, creative project right now because it's going to fill your well. So you will be capable to give more, guys. So that is actually the Sabian symbol here. That is something to do with self-sustaining, right? On your journey. Because of the environment, as I said, it's barren. The desert is barren. It's not giving anything right now. So the applause has to come from within. It's almost like reminding me, I don't know if you saw Snoop Dogg when he says, like, I would like to thank it for myself because I worked very hard and I would like to upload for myself because no one else helped me. That kind of upload over here, like what Snoop Dogg speech, actually. You can check that on YouTube and actually it's very funny. It's really uplifting. Uh, and also, Leo is pride and it's also courage and it rules the heart and heart chakra as well. But, it is anything to do, be courageous, to be brave, to take on to something and fight for something which is your aligning with your values and moral. That is your heart going to lead you, love going to lead you to fight and stand up for something, to roar for the one who has no voice. That is very, very important. And camel is looks like very old animals. They are very funny to me actually, but those are wise, and it's actually representing patience and wisdom. They are moving very slowly, step by step, but they're capable to go through the desert, no matter how barren is the environment. They keep going, right? So they can actually achieve mastery, right? They achieve mastery because they are patient. On the other hand, Leo is not really patient and they need honor and recognition, but because of the Sabian symbol over here, it says, yes, all right, with self-care and if we are going to stay patient, we are capable to go through and capable to take on to challenges as well and achieve the mastery in our life. All right, and then we were talking about the warrior king, right? So you will see right now politicians in war with each others. It could be debate, they are just roaring, like when two lions comes to the same territory and one of them want to take over and roaring, or they also might going to into fight, right? But definitely it's the warrior king, it's bravery, so it's not going to be. So if we are talking about politics over here, it's not going to be easily taking over something that's not rightfully theirs, right? Even a territory, because the warrior king, someone is coming against the one who wants to take over. And I also read that, and actually, I think it's in my favorite series, one of my favorite series, The Revenge. I always tell to everyone, the power belongs from the ones who are ready to take it. It doesn't matter if you are competent. If you are, it doesn't matter if you are, like have ability or if you have knowledge. If you are willing to take the power, that's the strongest um, drive inside for someone who wants to be a leader. And the third deacon is definitely Mars ruled, and Mars is the warrior, right? We know Mars are the soldiers, brave, going into war. It could be very assertive, very, very assertive energy. It is definitely the warrior king. But also, we might going to experience or hear in the news somebody get a heart attack who is a king or a leader, a politician, something like that, because Mars is also rules circulation. Leo is the heart. So we might going to learn about somebody get a heart attack and they are hospitalized. But or it could be because Mars is fight. Mars is also guns and swords, right? The iron maker. How do you make actually iron, and how do you form something very fiery energy to become a solid iron over here? That's also very important in this speech. So, are you using your courage and bravery to stand up for something, or are you the one who is the bully and aggressor? So, this is two different Martian energy over here. But definitely it brings in our warrior spirit, definitely very powerful. And we're going to be powerful through actions and creations, right? The Leo fights for its kingdom if he wants to take over or if he wants to fight for its own kingdom to save and defend. So definitely there will be news about this situation geopolitically, right? So we will hear a lot about more about Gaza and what Trump just actually suggested to take over Gaza. So, all right, so that's what's going to happen. And, there is also going to be a lot of high stake energy. Leo is pride, and, it's definitely powerful people there. And it's going to provide perhaps, the triumph coming actually if you are capable also to sacrifice something else, because it's not just a simple triumph going to happen over here with this energy, because it's in the third decan, so it's a Sagittarian decan. It would be easier if it would be in, I mean, Aries decan, if it would be easier if it would be in the second decan and it will be Sagittarian, but no, it's more like, okay, we need to fight, we need to have that warrior spirit in. This is definitely a crucial turning point for all of us. It is like, okay, it's our destiny right now, whatever going to happen with this cycle, with this full moon. And because of Anthropos is also over here and it's closing something. So what's gonna end, what's gonna happen, most likely it's going to be permanent, right? Or if it's not permanent, because nothing really permanent in life, we are living cycles, but long term over here. All right. And this kind of full moon also going to force direct confrontation with others. So if somebody is willing, want to push you, you're not gonna be a pushover anymore. You are ready to confront no matter what. And if we are going to talk a little bit more about the asteroids and fixed stars, which is involved in this full moon, and one of them is Algol, because of Uranus conjunct Algol in Taurus. Uranus is in detriment in Taurus, and it squares this full moon, right? In Leo, and everything is really fixed. It's a very, very stubborn energy. It's a very difficult energy. And if you would like to check out the asteroid Atropos, that is the asteroid 273, and it's cutting the thread, cutting the bonds, it's ending it, it's done. All right? In Greek mythology, actually, it's fate. And it is definitely coming with ending, and a new version of ourselves is going to rise. Someone who is actually stepping into leadership, perhaps. And it is fated. It is something like the past can't go on anymore. We have to be done with the past. We have to let go of the past right now, because there is at this time change. There is a new identity which is coming up for all of us. All right, and then also we have to talk about Uranus in Taurus and Algol over here. Uranus is anything to do with shattering the old structure. Uranus is chaos, it's unpredictable, it's the tornado, it's the earthquake, it's shaking us in the root. Why in the root? Because Taurus is earth sign. It is where we are grounding and earthing, so it's going to shake us in the root. So we might going to experience issues with hydrogen related or lithium related situation. It could be like lithium field, where the lithium mining happening could start to burn, and it's going to be toxic, and they have to relocate people. It could be also a lot of earthquake coming in, for example, and because it's shaking. It could be something with bridges. Uranus is skyscraper and bridges as well. So there could be some kind of destructive energy, maybe collapse a bridge, or some kind of issue with shore erosion, and the skyscrapers is landslide, and skyscrapers could be under collapsing, something like that somewhere around the world. But we're going to hear some kind of sudden shocking news around these matters, actually. And this is also a sudden awakening. Algol is the Medusa, guys, right? We know about the Medusa. And a lot of people said it's chastity because of she was really, really, how can I say that? Like, try to seduce, the gods, and that's why she got raped. But in another mythological read, she was totally innocent, and she got raped, and she also got actually sent away from the temple. Pallas Athena didn't let her in anymore, so she got bitter, and she chosen to actually make everybody to become a stone who looked at her. So here the eyes and the way we're going to actually look at things going to be very, very important, right? And the energy of something becoming fixed and like a stone over here, it could be also very important here. And we are talking about earthquake, and we're talking about, maybe some kind of, because it's tornado also, or it could bring in some kind of tornado on the water. So it could be late hurricanes, or hurricanes, or some kind of tsunami somewhere. That is the swirl, the vortex energy. Uranus is the vortex, right? And it's representing maybe some kind of new stone age we're going to actually recover. Why? Because there is changing. The earth is changing. And actually, geographically, It's not just like new borders going to come up around the world, some country going to disappear, some country going to have wider border, as what's happening right now in the mid, as what they want to do in the Middle East, right? But also, maybe Russia taking over Ukraine, and there is going to be Ukraine borders gonna be smaller, things like that. Um, and I checked the UN chart. Also, the UN also is in trouble, guys. So I don't know how long we're going to have UN, but not necessarily for a long time. The major thing is over here, they don't want us to have something like European Union or UN because they want Europe to become weaker, right? Because it's easier to control. That's the fact. Just read about history, read about the cycles, and then you will learn more about that, what is really going on. Because many times I tell my boys, like, Martin is going to be 16. He's really into politics and debate, and he's a genius child. And he's always like, Mom, what's going on over here? And sometimes he doesn't understand how could be people so cruel and so mean and taking other people's life or territory or whatever. And, then I always have to tell him, go back to history, check what's going over here and how to actually overcome that. Sometimes you just have to relax, guys. Recently, I made a decision. I only going to watch news in the morning, for example, because it's very overwhelming. I'm very compassionate person, and I realized I'm often very, very sad because I can't take it and I barely breathe at night. And on my own, I'm not capable to change the world. Can I contribute to positive? Yes. If I'm having enough water in my well and giving actually water for the thirsty, right? It's symbolic over here. If I'm giving them knowledge or guiding them, or if I'm compassionate, helping one person a day, it doesn't matter. Just help one person. And really, it doesn't matter what kind of political party you are in or whatever. If you are a decent human being, just try to make someone smile. Try to help one person, and the world going to get better little by little, but it will be getting better. So, but Uranus is definitely going to shake the world. It's and financial system going to be very scary because Taurus is also in the financial axis. It rules the second house. And when something is rules the second house, finances, it's your earned income, it's the resources, right? And actually, it's also the resources of the country, the money of the country. But but then it's opposing the axis energy, right? The scorpionic energy, which is Wall Street, which is stock market, guys. And Uranus in Taurus also could be cryptocurrency. And, there could be some kind of shakeup right now or devastating disaster at this moment. So yes, but what I have to tell over here, it's something shocking. It's an earthquake, as I said. And unfortunately, because we have the moon in Leo in Martian Decan, it could, and it's in fixed stars, also in, it's opposing Mercury and Ceres in Aquarius. Obviously, there is energy which is like there could be a purge in human souls, right? Purge in human souls. That's what it means. And Agol is there as well. And as I said, Agol, it's not only negative here, and it's not the beheaded Medusa. And, it could indicate like a leader going to be beheaded, or it could be a leader going to be shot or something like that, assassinated. And the other hand could happen also. There could be, as I said, a heart attack for a leader. We will see a lot more bacterial infection, which could actually affect the heart valve, because Uranus is, any kind of rhythm, neurological, and it's also the valve in the heart. And we're going to might have some kind of situation coming with a bacterial issue, E. coli bacteria, right? Because Taurus is rules the beef as well and the food what we eat. So it could be something with E. coli, but also it is going to affect the heart valves, and the more arrhythmia is coming up. Actually, there is a lot more arrhythmia because, C 19, what happened doesn't matter if you get vexed or if you get the virus itself. Many times it's representing some kind of heart-related issue over there, and a lot of people started to have arrhythmia. So obviously the vibration in the heart, could be affected during this time. And right now we're going to talk about Mercury. And Ceres, Mercury is rules the third house and the sixth house, and it is the messenger. Mercury is the commerce, the petty theft. Mercury is cars. Mercury rules your neighborhood, your siblings, your close relative, aunts, uncle, niece, nephews. And in the sixth house, anything to do with your colleagues, with your rental property, anything to do with your employer, employees, landlord, tenant, and your dogs as well, small pets as well. So obviously, this moon is opposing Mercury, and that is Ceres, because Mercury and Ceres conjuncting, and obviously the Sun is there as well, so the Sun conjunct with Mercury and Ceres. And Ceres has a very, very nurturing energy, right? But Mercury over here, it's what is it actually? What is it emphasizing? Because it's in Aquarius. Aquarius, anything to do with detachment. So Aquarius is not someone who going to nurture you or who is overprotective. It's humanitarian, but it's ruled by Saturn and the crazy Uranus. So it's definitely not going to be very nurturing over here. And Ceres is someone who could struggle over here because Ceres is someone who is nurturing. And Ceres lost her daughter. Okay, but here in Aquarius has to be very, very rational because and subjective as well, objective as well. So there could be some kind of humanitarian concerns right now, some kind of intellectual detachment, because people go. So you will see people also to get into position who are not necessarily very smart. As I said, the power belongs from the ones who is ready to take it, not necessarily has all the knowledge or whatever. They just take the power, right? So this could be some kind of concern over here, and Ceres is concern over here, and Ceres has to stay objective. And Ceres could bring in a lot of fear because she lost her daughter and she has a lot of fear inside, right? So it could be something like, all right, we are fearing who is going to lead the countries. Are they educated people, intelligent people? Do they have any kind of compassion over here? And because of the Algol conjunct with Uranus, actually it's the eye of the storm. The swirl, what I was talking about, the death, chaos, right? Destruction, beheading, and very, very deep transformation. So everything what is, it could actually demolish everything to ground level to be able to restructure and rebuild later on. But we're going to see a lot of demolishing energy at this moment. Also, there could be some kind of, because Mercury and Ceres is there, Mercury could be scandals, gossip, and some kind of public scandals could actually come up. Mercury is talking, communication, media, news, journalism, so some kind of gossip and scandal through journalism, because Neptune is the one who is gossiping. But in this case, because Mercury transfers the news, it's giving us the news. That's why I'm saying that. And because of Algol and the full moon, it's some kind of really, really powerful truth, which sometimes it's going to be hard to comprehend, or it's gonna make us crazy. Like, oh my God, how could it even happen? And very shocking truth being exposed. All right, and then you're going to fear sometimes you need just to detach from the news or from people. You don't want to be surrounded by people because of they are not sharing your values, they don't have the same moral, and you just want to get detached. All right, so Definitely, it's endings, it's fated closure, radical transformation, anything to do with awakening, but also it's self-validation and self-resilience as well. You're roaring for yourself, right? Actually, what we need to ask, right now, for yourself, what's going to happen if nobody upload to you? Do you want to continue what you are doing? All right. Uh, who are you really when no one is watching? This is the questions what you need to ask yourself. All right, and then let's see what kind of geopolitical tension could come up for us. So, between the opposition between the Sun and Mercury and Ceres over here, it could be definitely like someone is trying to take over, maybe not just a territory, because Ceres is grain fields or wheat. So it could be actually some kind of wheat and grain involved with export import perhaps. And they are trying to get an area where they actually either the soil is fertile and they're just going to take that over. Ukraine does have wheat production. Ukraine has wheat production, so it could be something with the Ukrainian area, or it could be something also to do in Asia. So down to China, between China and Taiwan could happen something also politically. All right, and then we could have also some kind of technological disruption because Uranus is also technology, right? The internet. And the sun is involved, obviously, because the full moon is when the sun and the moon, the cosmic lovers, the father and the mother, opposing each other. So because of there is also the moon is in the third decan, which is Aries decan, and it's very fiery energy, Mars related, and it's squares with Uranus. It's creating a T-square. It could create a lot of solar flare. So perhaps our navigation system going to be down. Perhaps Tesla navigation or airplane navigation could be in trouble. It could bring in actually more airplane accidents as well. So this is very, very destructive energy, and we can be very, very vulnerable, especially if we depend on technology. And it could also make, for example, an app to become conscious. Like I just watched the news like 2 weeks ago, and when ChatGPT was down, then ChatGPT tried to copy itself right away to save itself. They just wanted actually to improve ChatGPT. But the moment it was shut down for a few hours, it's copied itself. So this is like something very concerning over here, right? And we're going to have definitely economic volatility. And obviously the news, right? So tariff, 25%. What do you expect? I do understand the matter of not paying income tax, but then you're going to pay more on, for example, foreign cars, or if you have a foreign car already and it's going to go south, right, because of something happening with the parts that we import, it's going to be more expensive. The cheese from Italy, the pasta from Italy, or doesn't matter, the oil, anything is going to become 25% more. This is very simple. It's not a brain surgery, guys. It's all correlate together. And then on the other hand, so we could see some kind of very bad economic volatility. And also because of the Uranus is in Taurus, which rules the second house, and it could be something to do with goods and beef and yeah, it could be also farming as well. There could be some kind of issue with farming, so maybe uh, Metco, and we need to kill the cows because there is some kind of bacterial infection, right? Or we need to throw at a lot of meat. By the way, by 2027, 28, we're going to be more plant-based. We're not gonna have a lot of meat available for us. And we rather to go actually move away from meat and have plant-based diet as well. Just so you know, because plant-based is going to be a lot easier because we can have hydroponic gardens, right? And hydroponic gardens over there, even if you have a little fish tank and you have your garden coming out from the tanks, it's a perfect symbiosis over there, but we're capable to have nutrition from there. And it's going to be valuable. And, as I said, there could be natural disasters. I'm concerned about huge earthquake, which is going to separate the earth. Taurus is the soil, the mother earth. So the earthquake is going and make a huge crack and making it bigger. So it almost can divide countries or continents. That's why the landscape of the earth also going to change the next 7 years, definitely, when Pluto and Uranus trine, even with trine, it's a new landscape, guys. And as I said, there is public health concern because of, the energies at T square over here. Uranus is bacterial infection, so I could see like more E. coli because of the poop of the cows, right? But it also could bring in, for example, unconventional energy. We're gonna use the same poop from the cow, for example, to create gas, natural gas, something like that, heating gas, right? And there is some kind of concern about maybe, like drilling, because of Uranus could be drilling as well, and it could be something to do with, oh my God, I always forget the nuclear buildings, nuclear structure. And, they are bombing here and there, whatever they do, and accidentally something could get actually hit, and, we can have some kind of nuclear issues right now. Or as I said, because Uranus rules uranium and lithium, and rocket ships, so it could be like someone wants to fly a rocket, but Elon tries to go somewhere, or Bezos, but it has a malfunction and it falls under, right? So that could it mean. Definitely, it's a major shift in global alliances. You will see right now the whole alliances structure going to get reorganized, right? BRICS going to become stronger. Iran, Russia, Brazil, South Africa over there, they're going to become Korea, India. Big countries, guys, a lot of people, a lot of inhabitants, and they could become stronger, for the opposition. So it's going to definitely shift the global alliances there. And with educational reform, in the US, they already started educational reform, but I do believe we're going to be taking our children and educate them from home and through internet. And as I said, because Uranus is really like also holograms as well. So we're gonna have holographic teachers, right? And they're going to be capable to learn everything from computer. It's also going to be really great in one way, not necessarily because they are going to be segregated from society, but the nations where is education is not available for people, and they're going to provide a cheap satellite, or you don't have to pay for it, more children can learn actually from internet, right? So they're going to be capable to reach actually at least some kind of education, and they don't have to travel miles. We were watching with the children documentaries when the children had to go for 4 or 5 miles just to get into school in dangerous places. You can watch that with your children. It's on YouTube and it's beautiful. And then education could be reformed over here, and we're going to, and because of in the US we don't have any kind of gun control over here, and a lot of children can buy guns, and a lot of children who are mentally not stable, obviously there is a lot of shooting. So a lot of people might going to actually consider to take their children home and leave their children home. I would actually maybe we're going to have something, with this situation with the Gaza, it's like right now we're going to have a lot of revolution. We're going to have a lot of social unrest, a lot of social unrest. People are not going to close their eyes anymore, or not going to be like quiet about this, or countries or leaders. So what we're going to have, they're going to, unfortunately, but the leaders, it's not the people most of the time, sometimes yes, but it's only power and politicians. So if they're taking over something but not rightfully theirs, for example, and then it could create some kind of chaos. It's social unrest, right? And because of the social unrest, we might not going to be able to let our children in school, and that's why they have to learn at home, right? And it's coming. We're going to have Neptune-Saturn conjunction in Aries also, so it does come here. So 2025, it's a major change. It's like the beginning of everything. And yes, social unrest is coming over here. A lot of cultural movement, anything to do with Aquarius as well and Leo. On the other hand, we're going to also have amazing opportunity to express ourselves creatively. And we just have Neptune and North Node in Pisces, which is also creativity. It's also anything to do with art and higher octave of art and spirituality. And Uranus over here, which is right now Mercury, Ceres, and Sun in Aquarius, which is Uranus and Saturn based. It is like, all right, let's make something permanent. Maybe let's have some kind of art education in our life, because creativity is everything. Imagination is everything, right? That's how we improve, not necessarily through academic, more important creativity as well. But we're definitely going to see some kind of challenge in leadership. As I said, authority figures, anything to do with a leader of the countries, could be in danger right now. They can become in danger. And Uranus is airplane. I always say that. It's something with explosion. So some kind of country, or in some countries, definitely they're going to be in danger. A lot of social unrest. As I said, we're not going to sit still. We're going to want to have a better place for our dependent or descendant as well. So, and then we're also going to have a lot of environmental activities because of its Taurian energy. Uranus is in Taurus, right? And the moon squares with Taurus over here. And Taurus rules anything to do with farming, something to do with technology and farming over there. Maybe it's some kind of, new technology coming in. But with new technology, it can cut out the farming work as well. And because of the immigration policy that's going on right now, if they're going to report a lot of people who are actually working on the fields, right, they have to come up with some kind of new technology that is going to take over that kind of human labor. So we can see some kind of technological advancement, which is either good or bad. We will see. It could be good at one point, and it could be very bad on the other hand. Definitely you can see the good and the bad side of this technological advancement. And there could be some kind of financial regulation, even if they say crypto not going to be taxed. Aquarius ruled by Saturn, which is some kind of strict rule over there, taxation as well. Uranus is cryptocurrency. They might not going to tax the crypto itself, but they might going to tax something else what is related actually to buy stuff with cryptocurrency, or something like that. And then we can have some kind of advancement in healthcare because of Leo, anything to do with the moon. Leo, anything to do with the heart, and the Leo moon over here could represent like, all right, it's a square though, but that's pushing them forward to create something new, and maybe artificial valves, 3D printed valves. And we're going to hear about the first surgery with 3D printed valves. Maybe it's already exists. I didn't hear about that yet, but maybe some of you gonna mention, oh, it's already there, Yes. There could be some kind of transportation disruption because of earthquakes and natural disasters there. So, we could have some kind of some kind of food, what we always bought, but also because of the tariff as well in the US, and right now everybody putting tariff on everyone. Obviously, there will be like we used to buy this kind of cheese and it's not available anymore, or you will hear that, yes. Um, and the energy sector also going to change over here. We're going to have more unconventional energy, and there could be some kind of cybersecurity threat during this time because it's a T square, and Mercury is actually anything to do with your accounts. It is like booking accounts, tax account, like people can get into the file of IRS and they can steal or everybody's social security number or the data. And the data they're going to use that actually, they can steal data and use that to computerize. And they're gonna know about everything. If you have medication, surgery before, whatever, they already do that, right? But it's going to be in an extent there. So yes, or there could be some kind of disturbance in telecommunication and communication and internet. Facebook could be down, or Twitter, X, whatever. And it could be because of some kind of huge explosion, or it could be some kind of solar flare, which could be even 7G, and we might going to be able to see the aurora in Miami, who knows? So it's a very, very big radiation over there, something with radiation. But definitely artistic revolution, which is like the chaos going to actually push artists to create. So the chaos is like something restlessness, like I need to create something, otherwise I go crazy. I need to write about this. I need to talk about this. I need to paint because of that makes me zen, and something inside. It's almost like a butterfly or caterpillar effect or butterfly effect or something like that. But we are merging from the caterpillar and we want to become butterflies right now. That it's going to be more humanitarian efforts. Mercury is there, Ceres is nurturing mother, wants to take care of everyone, very structured in Aquarius. So not very structured, but Saturn is there and Uranus is also there. So it's also ruled by Uranus, right? Aquarius. So it could be sometimes crazy Ceres, a lot of anxiety, but anyway, wants to build up something to help in humanitarian efforts, right? So, and we're going to have a lot more space exploration as well. For example, we're going to build new rockets, and as I said, we're going to send them up, but it might going to fall and explode. We're gonna hear about that. It's explode, and then it's falling back somehow to Earth. Some kind of, I definitely, I definitely wait some kind of. What is that UFO invasion, or we're going to have more sites, and it's not going to be actually drones. It could be drones because of Aquarius. Uranus rules drones as well, flying object UFOs, but it could be also, for example, something to do with UFOs as well. And we can be in defense mood, for example, during this time. But you will see that it's going to be a lot and a lot of protest around the world, everywhere around the world. All right, guys, I'm going to go sign to sign right now. So we're going to start with Aries rising, right? Aries rising, the full moon going to happen in your fifth house. And it's going to oppose Mercury and Ceres conjunction, and the sun is over there with them in a stellium in your 11th house. 11th house is anything to do with your social circle, friends, future, aspiration, anything to do with your community, online group, and the money you earn from your career. And fifth house, I told you about that. This is ruled by Leo, right? So it is joy, children, creativity, romance, and winning lottery, self-expression. So the square to Uranus in Taurus, it is actually in your second house. Second house, your finances, your material stability, your values, the food, what you eat over here. It's also rules the job. So what's going to happen for you over here? You might going to actually have kind of strain in finances. You may be invested actually a big amount of money in crypto and your crypto is going down a lot at this moment. Or it could be your romantic relationship going to go south a little bit, or you're going to get detached and disconnected, and it has to have some kind of financial situation. Then maybe you brought a ring for your for your romantic partner, and the ring is not what the person expected, right? And it could create some kind of issue over there. If you are a children, you have to pay more attention for your children and have some kind of creative project with them. Their league team work going to require a lot more money to invest in them. And it could be also like their values are changing. They become very materialistic and you will have to actually put some kind of a stop, for example, for allowances, or they have to work for the money what they require. You have to be a little bit stricter over here. But it could also bring in financial landfall and also losses as well. So, for example, one day your crypto goes up and you're not taking it out, you don't take any profit out, and 2 days later, it's a lot of loss over there. There could be some kind of public recognition for you, and it could be a big public recognition, but it could change your values and you're going to become over self-confident, and people not necessarily want to be around you. It could be also something to do with pregnancy announcement. Maybe you are expecting and it's very, very unexpected. You're also going to break from a social group as well. Sorry about that. Okay, I thought I actually put that on silence. All right. And the friend also can offer some kind of financial help, okay? Or somebody can have a love confession for you. All right, guys. Taurus rising, sun and moon, what's going to happen for you? The full moon is going to happen in your fourth house. Fourth house, anything to do with your roots, history, family, home security. And the opposition is in your 10th house. 10th house is your public recognition, authority figure, anything to do with your career, public image, and a recognition. And the square in Uranus, it's going to happen in your first house. First house is your identity, personal growth, right? Anything to do with your physical body over there. So what can happen over here? You can have a career opportunity that forces you to choose between work and family matters, right? So for example, you're not going to be on a family event because you have to work, and they can get really, really upset. It could bring in some kind of home renovation as well, but it is some kind of sudden and unexpected, right? And it's going to change the location and the living situation for your family. And also it could be like your family member might going to get away from their family, for example, maybe working for family, and they have conflict over there, and you have to be the nurturing support for them. There could be some kind of overwhelming personal and parental responsibility over here, or something to do with the home renovation, and it's you started it and it's very overwhelming. And also it takes more money. Maybe your APR is going higher right now because it was not fixed somehow. Uh, it could be some kind of change in your physical health as well, and maybe you're going to change the way you are eating, right? It could bring in some kind of fasting, or it could bring in some kind of issue with your taste. You're not gonna feel the taste the food, and you're going to eat less because of that, or you're just going to step away from meat, for example. It could be as well. There could be also a boss or authority figure who is going to question your commitment and loyalty right now. So yeah, so definitely it could bring in a career breakthrough for you. But let me just pause. Stop, 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 stop. Sht. All right, guys, let's move forward. All right, guys, sorry about that. Cosmo likes to bark. And, you just heard something. The windows are open because it's really beautiful weather in So Florida, so I rather to have the windows open. All right, so we continue with Gemini rising, right? Sun and moon. So the full moon is going to happen actually in your third house, and third house anything to do with communication, skill-based study, anything to do with craftsmanship, right? It's your gift. It is anything to do with your neighborhood, nearby communities, siblings, short trips as well, and friends. And it's your niece, nephew, aunt, uncle as well. And it's opposing Mercury and Ceres in your ninth house. Ninth house is long distance traveling, your philosophy, anything to do with also with um, law and YouTubing and podcasting and high education. So, and the square to Uranus is in your 12th house, and 12th house is your subconscious. That is isolation, hidden matters, hidden enemies. It rules the underprivileged hospitals and jails and orphanages, veterans, right? Homelessness, but also hospitality as well. So it is like vacation homes and Airbnb and islands, faraway traveling, right? As well. So for you guys, you can have a legal or academic decision alters your future plan right now. And also a secret or a hidden information going to come up, and it could actually disturb you a little bit. It's going to change your worldview as well. And then you might going to have a travel opportunity right now. So it could be like either far distance traveling or short distance. You can go to travel to take a workshop or, a retreat, something like that. But over there, you're going to get a realization. It could be even scary. So if you are going to do some kind of San Pedro or ayahuasca retreat, it could give you so much insight and you're going to be overwhelmed or scared from the experience itself. It could also bring in some kind of fight with a neighbor or a sibling, some kind of difficult conversation with them. So there could be also some kind of unsolved or unresolved fears which is coming up to the subconscious, and you need to actually face it right now and solve. And it's going to help you later on with that trauma, but definitely could be difficult at the beginning. And there will be a lot of sudden realization of some kind of traumas or some kind of self, you know, uh, um, some kind of mistake what was made in the past. For example, if you do have an education plan right now, something to do with traveling, something to do with foreign matters, something to do with high education right now, it could be like either it's going to come to an end or you're going to have some kind of challenges to get a passport or, to have some kind of issue with your visa, or you need to change the visa right now. You're going to have a lot of dream though and a lot of psychic intuition as well, because Uranus in the 12th house, and that is connected to the crown chakra, Akashic record. So you're going to connect it actually through your dreams. Cancer rising, sun and moon. The moon is going to happen in your second house, and Mercury and Ceres and sun is in your eighth house. Eighth house, anything to do with shared resources, anything to do with transformation, depth, the money, what your significant other earns, that is sex, that is actually surgery, sex, abortion, miscarriages, taxation, right? And the second house is your self-worth, self-confidence, finances, possessions, and the food what you eat. And it's gonna square Uranus in Taurus and Algol in your 11th house, which is your social aspiration, collective goals over here, your friends, your actually social network as well. So what can happen for you here? So, it could be like some kind of financial decision in the past could come to fruition and you finish it. You could have some kind of issue with medical malpractice, or maybe somebody stole your money. And right now you're going to find a person through FBI, or, if somebody stole your identity. So definitely it could become positive in one way because it's finished. The deal is finished over here, what was unpleasant before. And The friend also could ask for financial help. I don't know because it's a square, it's a T-square. If you might going to give money, they're not going to use it for what they ask for, or it could be because of they won't be able to give it back the time, but they actually set up the payment back over there. It could be some kind of financial gain and also loss. It's a T-square. Usually it is full moon, so usually it is associated with more like loss, but it could be also bringing in inheritance for you guys as well. Definitely, there could be some kind of career move. Maybe you're just going to leave behind a job, but it's not paid well, and you just have enough to leave, work 9 to 5, and commute there, and you want to be your own entrepreneur. All right, so it also could bring in some kind of close friend betrayer as well. And if you had a plan, maybe you will have to change the plan because it's a sudden change in your plan as well, I know. But definitely it could be like it was an event I wanted to go to, and there is a change over there. I don't talk to that friend anymore and I'm not going. All right. Leo rising sun and moon. It's going to happen in your first house, right? Because the full moon is the Leo moon. It is your self-identity, personal growth, and also the opposition gonna happen in your seventh house. Relationship, legal matters, contracts. That is your YouTube follower. That is your marriage as well, and one-on-one friendship. And also it's going to square Uranus to your 10th house. So anything to do with your public image, career, reputation, you might going to have actually some kind of issue. They taking your pictures away, they creating a pictures from you to being naked, or putting that on social media, and it's going to ruin your public image and reputation for a while. But it could be some kind of breakup or breakthrough in relationship as well. Maybe you were engaged and you say, okay, you know what, I got a cold feet, I don't want to do that anymore. But it could bring in also a career breakthrough, but not necessarily because of you are getting a new career, but you have enough and you are leaving your job. It could be like, all right, you get fired, and or all right, I just leave my job. But don't worry about that because later on you will get something new into your life. But at this moment, it says, okay, I couldn't take it anymore. So it's a sudden. It's like walking out. That was the last drop in the what is that in the cup, and I cannot take it anymore. Definitely a lot of social pressure over here, a lot of pressure from your career, which could become very difficult for you. And you're going to have dilemmas with your significant other, with your partner as well. Is it the right relationship? Should I take that leadership position? Should I? Actually, it could be like my friend also applied for this leadership position, and I heard from her or him, and they also chose me, and they chosen me in the end. And should I take it? Not. So I'm not being loyal maybe here. All right, Virgo rising sun and moon is going to happen in your 12th house. 12th house is your hidden matter, spirituality, subconscious, anything to do with addiction, anything to do with retreats, anything to do with your subconscious, your hidden enemies. It is rules the underprivileged there, hospitality as well, hospitals, and it's going to oppose the sixth house. So something happening with your health, which you don't see, and it's unexpected, it's sudden, right? Mercury is involved. So it could be a thyroid storm. It could be some kind of health, work-related issue. Maybe they have mold at the workplace and they need to renovate everything over there. Or maybe you are going to go and actually ask for legal advice because of your work environment is very stressful or very bullying, and you want to sue actually the authorities over there, the workplace, So the sixth house also the union. So if you are working for the unions, you might going to go to protest for something for higher salary. So it could be as well. But also it could be like protesting in a university if you are in university. Anything what was hidden but true, right now it's coming to the first surface, and it's requiring you to process emotion. It could be very hard. It could be also a lot of stress at work, and you are burning out right now. Definitely could bring in some kind of spiritual breakthrough for you, and you might going to move away what you believed in the past. And also it could be an unexpected shift right now in your philosophy, in your religion, in your faith. If you need any kind of healing for your mental health, you might need to take some off right now because you are overstimulated and stressed. And you are also able to get retired from your public life if you already self-discovered yourself and you are like, okay, I'm not going to be the CEO over here. I want to, or I don't want to work for a firm, for example, an attorney firm. I'm gonna move forward and more philanthropic because I have enough money to become actually a philanthropic worker over here. You could have some kind of issue with your citizenship or visas right now during this time. Libra rising, sun and moon, it's going to happen actually in your 11th house, which is your social circle, your future inspiration, your goals, your hopes and wishes. That is your social network as well. And Mercury and Ceres and the sun is in Aquarius in your 5th house. That is your creativity, children, money from winning something, anything to do with your romance and investment and creative project as well. And square to Uranus to the 8th house. Those are actually finance houses, guys, right? And also relationship house, but also finance, because 5th house investment, 11, and winning 11th house also money from your career and winning as well luck. And then 8th house is stock market. But also relationship, because 8th house is intimacy, 5th house is romance, 11th house is your social circle. So obviously, over here, we can actually expect some kind of change in your social dynamic, because it could actually, you can have and experience some kind of betray from a friend, for example, over here. And your romantic connection also become very, very challenging, or you have to go to a social event, but you don't want to take your romantic partner right now, maybe, or they don't want to invite your romantic partner, and it could bring in some kind of challenge here. There could be some kind of unexpected investment opportunity, but it could be also fishy. So be careful to invest right now, especially with friend or romantic partner, right? And there could be also some kind of child-related decision coming up. It could be a pregnancy, an expected pregnancy. Should we keep that pregnancy or not? Right now? Or it could be like, is it lively pregnancy, or what's going on? We don't hear the heartbeat yet, some kind of situation. But definitely this is a very, very sudden change in your finances and relationship dynamic over here. I would not suggest to gamble or day trade right now for you guys, because it could bring in some kind of loss for you. Your public recognition is going to actually conflict with your private life. You might have to go for events to events, and your significant other maybe is not going to actually be invited, and it could bring in a conflict. Unexpected news about inheritance or death. Maybe you didn't know. You hired a bookkeeper and they didn't pay your tax. And right now you just hear, okay, the tax is not paid for 2 years and you owe $100,000, something like that. All right, Scorpio rising sun and moon is going to happen in your 10th house of career, reputation, anything to do with honor and recognition, your public image. The opposition in Mercury going to happen in your 4th house, family, history, family life, real estate then, and the square to Uranus is in your 7th house of partnership, contract, marriage. It is your YouTube followers. It could bring in some kind of milestone in your home life. You might going to buy a new home, or sell a home right now. It could be a conflict because of a living situation or a house buying process right now with your significant other as well. There could be some kind of personal adjustment. Maybe your significant other going to be recognized and valued, and you feel like left out from the circle. And it could be vice versa. Maybe you will be recognized and your family want you to be around, and you won't be able to be around as much as before. It could be also marriage proposal, but maybe the partner is not going to say yes to you during this time. And there could be some kind of parental responsibility which could actually overwhelm your partnership or maybe even your career. And it could be like, all right, my children need all my attention. They did something stupid in school or things like that, and I will need to be there. And that's why I'm not capable to work as much as I wanted before, or I'm not capable to focus on my career, right? So it could happen. Oh my God, I just get so much text messages. Jeez. Okay, so there could be some kind of legal issue with the family property as well. Maybe you inherited a property and right now there could be a squatter. How do we call that? Like the squatters. Yes, I think that's the word over there. They went in and it's hard to actually get them out from your property, some kind of issue like that. Or it could be like and a boss going to step down and you are going to ask to, or they're gonna get sick or injured and you're going to ask either temporary for 6 months or for a while to become the manager or the CEO or something like that. All right, Sagittarius rising sun and moon, my fellow Sagittarius, it's going to actually happen in our ninth house, the moon, right? So anything to do with higher learning, anything to do YouTube, podcast, foreign travel, anything to do with your belief system, with your philosophy. And the third house is communication, gift, anything to do with your skill-based study, your workshops, for example, you can start to teach and social media, journalism. And the sixth house, Taurus, is in your sixth house of work, health, and daily routines over there. So this could bring in a lot of change for you. It could be a sudden international travel opportunity. You have to actually go, maybe because of your sibling. Something happened to your sibling. So it could bring that in. Or it could be like maybe you got actually an opportunity to go to a podcast. And, is it like, all right, should I go right now or what's going on? Because I also have responsibility with my pets, with my community over here. And I also have some kind of teaching responsibility as well. Or it could be like, okay, should I go to the podcast because it could bring me fame? But also my sibling, my friend needs me. So which one I'm going to be loyal to? And it could be also an unexpected news, not necessarily a good news from a relative, an aunt, uncle. It could bring in an aunt, uncle passing or, some issues with your sibling. A work project could actually adapt to technologies. You might going to find someone who can edit your videos, for example, in a foreign country, right? But it could be some kind of issue. Maybe they are not actually finishing that in time, or you paid the money before and they didn't do a good job over there. But a publishing or media project could come to fruition. Maybe you finished, you published, you done, and you're happy about that. You're celebrating right now. There could be some kind of spiritual transformation in your worldview as well. Or you might going to become mentor for a lot. And it could be also like a mentor is showing up for you as well. So there is a lot of opportunity over here, but definitely I would watch for your health because that could be something to do with health issues over here, or your dog or small pet health could be actually an issue here. All right, Capricorn rising sun and moon is going to happen in your eighth house of shared resources, this transformation, inheritance, debt, tax, sex, anything to do with prenups and surgeries. And the opposition to Ceres is in Aquarius and it's in your second house of self-value. Actually, your money, what you earn, your financial security, anything to do with your moral and values and the food what you eat. And the square to Uranus, it's going to happen in your fifth house. Fifth house is your creative project. Fifth house, anything to do with romance and children and investment. So, for example, it could be like an inheritance dispute or financial revolution going to come into your life. It's going to emerge. Or there could be some kind of sudden romantic encounter, and it's going to change your personal values, right? And also, it could be something to do with like there is a very deep sexual connection with someone, and maybe that someone is, um, could have some kind of financial struggle, and you don't know if you should take on to that or not. And then could also bring in some kind of investment issues and investment challenges, loss in cryptocurrency values, or there could be some kind of, okay, should I pay off the debt or should I actually invest in something else, but I have right now the money with me. So right now it's a conflict over here. What should I do with the money? Paid off debts or rather to invest right now? Or there could be some kind of issue with tax which needs right away attention. So you need to hire a bookkeeper or things like that. And if you're going to break up a romance, then it's going to change totally your values and your identity as well. And there could be some kind of unexpected, finances due to your children's hobbies coming in, or an unexpected pregnancy as well could come in. Aquarius rising sun and moon, it's going to happen actually in your seventh house of contracts, partnership, legal matters, anything to do with your YouTube followers, engagement, marriage as well. And then the opposition is in your first house, right? Anything to do with personal goal and it's self-confidence, it's yourself, the way you represent yourself. And then it's going to square Uranus in the fourth house of family, history, home, foundation, your family stability there. So, for example, it could bring in a major relationship decision. Should I stay or should I divorce? Like, should I leave? Because this relationship might not going to serve me anymore. It could also bring in an unexpected challenge at home. You need to go, maybe your house got flooded or some kind of disaster, and you need to leave your home and relocate immediately. It could also bring in an ending in a legal matter and some kind of resolution in some kind of contract or legal matters. You're signing the contract right now. Maybe you just bought a house and you just signed a contract during this time, right? But definitely you're going to rebrand yourself. You're going to go through a major sudden self-transformation as well. And it could also bring in a totally unexpected, out of the blue kind of engagement. You didn't expect it that quick. And if there is some kind of issue with property, it could bring up some kind of inheritance issues with properties as well, with housing situation. And you might going to have to take on to an older parent and bring into the family, and it could bring in some kind of conflict. All right, guys, let's see. Pisces rising, sun and moon, and this is the last sign over here, my fellow Piscean as well. So it's going to happen in the sixth house. Sixth house, anything to do with health, work, daily routine, your pet. That is your rental property, your tenant, your co-workers, your roommates, your landlord, right? Anything to do with small pets over here, daily routine. And then the 12th house is the opposition with Mercury and Ceres over there, and that's health. It's hidden matters, hidden enemies as well. It is your subconscious. 12th house rules anything to do with hospitality, Airbnbs and retreats and addictions as well, and also it rules the underprivileged as well, and nursing home and hospital as well. And the square to Uranus in your third house of communication, learning, siblings. So what could it bring in? It could bring in a hospitalization for your siblings, for example, and you will need to go and visit the person. It could also bring in some kind of health realization, something with your health, and you will need to do a lifestyle change, but it's something with your subconscious. So you need to get rid of any kind of addiction, food addiction, any kind of addiction with alcohol, substance abuse. You're not going to take pharmaceuticals anymore. And it could also bring in like, all right, I need to go to a retreat because I need to change my life. I need to connect with myself. It could also bring in some kind of issue with your neighbors, or it could bring in issue with a sibling as well, with your neighborhood community, right? You are going to, or you might going to actually publish something, finish something, start to teach something, and you already finished the course, and maybe you are capable to selling it. You want to do maybe renovate your, what is that, your oh my God, my website, for example, right? And you need to hire people. You need to hire actually six house, anything to do with employees. And they are actually good with AI, for example, helping you with technology, maybe because you are not down to earth and you need that kind of down to earth person to help you with technology as well. And, definitely it could be some kind of heart palpitation, some kind of menopausal issue if you are in that age, or anything to do with arrhythmia could come in and panic attacks, for example, for some of you. Definitely there will be a lot of lucid dreamings for you guys. It could bring in a short journey for you as well. It could be related to work as well. So you might going to go somewhere to travel to actually do a workshop, or you travel somewhere to do a retreat, right? So it could bring that in as well. So it's an unexpected short journey, and you will love it. All right. Okay, guys. So right now, if you loved my videos and everything about what I'm doing here, so I'm asking you to please subscribe. And right now, if you would like to, just turn on a beautiful music, or perhaps you can turn on, um, just a gentle rain in the behind, to listening a gentle rain over there. And then right now we're going to do a meditation, right? And I'm going to lead you through this meditation. Let me stop sharing here because we don't need to share anymore. Okay. And then we're going to do a beautiful meditation for this full moon here. And I would like you to sit down and be comfortable, be very, very comfortable. Make sure nothing bothering you, um, you are warm enough to do this meditation with me. And right now, just close your eyes and step into a world where the moon is supreme and casting its golden glow over an enchanted celestial oasis. The air hums with a silent power filled with the essence of creation, leadership, and pure, unshaken confidence. You stand at the entrance of shimmering temple, its walls glowing, its carved from moonstone and liquid fire. Above you, the full moon, the Leo full moon blazes like a cosmic beacon, its light cascading down in waves of gold, amber, and deep violet. The stars longer just a seeker. You are here to awaken the sleeping giant within, to claim your bright right of self-expression, joy, and leadership. As you step forward, the ground beneath you sparkles with celestial fire, responding to your energy as if recognizing someone who is returning to their throne. You hear the distant roar of a lion, not a warning, but of power, a reminder of the strength you have always carried deep within. Take a deep breath, inhale in, inhale the essence of your own power. Feel the air ignite your spirit, stirring the embers of forgotten dreams, untapped creativity, and the radiant force of your unique presence. Exhale. With each inhale, you absorb the illumination power of the moon. It fills you with courage, creativity, and unshakable self-belief. With each exhale, release self-doubt. Let go of the fears that have kept you dimmed and told you to shrink. Now place your hand over your heart, feeling the golden fire of the Leo energy awakening. Inside you, something stirs. The ruler, the creator, the leader, the part of you that has always known you were meant to shine. Repeat within or aloud. I awaken the fire within me. I'm not small. I do not shrink. I do not dim my light. I am a creator, a leader, a force of divine expression. My life is my canvas, and I paint it with joy, pleasure, and brilliance. I rise, I shine, I lead. Feel the words resonate in your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, the places where power, love, and expression meet. The Leo moon roars in approval, showering you with golden flames, crowning you with divine sovereignty. Stepping into your royal destiny. You know, find yourself standing before a crystal clear celestial lake. Its waters reflect your truest, most powerful self, the version of you who owns their voice, who dares to be seen, who lives life as an art form. Look at your reflection. What do you see? How do you stand? How does your energy shift when you fully accept your own radiance? What do you want to create? This is your time to birth something new, to embrace art, play, romance, pleasure, and bold self-expression. What will you lead? Leadership is not just command, it's the courage to light the way for yourself and for others. Who do you inspire just by being yourself? A soft wind moves across the lake and you hear a voice. It is echo of your own soul whispering. You were never meant to be hidden. Step into the light, be seen, be felt, be remembered. Take this message into your heart. Carry it into the days, weeks, and months ahead. Under this full moon, you do not simply exist. You burn brightly. You are here to create. You are here to express. You are here to lead and shine. When you are ready, open your eyes. The glow of the moon remains within you, a permanent fire, a reminder that you are different. You are leader in your own life. Go forth. Paint your world with joy, dance in your own divine rhythm, and rule your kingdom with fearless authenticity. Blessed be it. Blessed full moon, the royal one. Thank you so much, guys. I wish you always the best. Bye for now.